Alrighty, welcome back. Here we have yet another video on price action. We are currently looking at the Nasdaq, and in last week's video we had a nice strong move to the downside. You can see here on the daily candle the market presented a pretty nice move. We had price that decided to go all the way from 23,845 highs and closed around 22,800 lows. Here we have a couple zones drawn out just to see continuation to the downside, and these targets never triggered. We also had a little bias where if we escape this chop, then we can see a continuation to the upside, and that is exactly what the market presented. So you always keep in mind that you don't know what's going to happen. You want to more, like you have heard in the past, you want to react to what happens, and that should result in a lot better trades. So let's just go ahead and look at what our bias was for the previous week when we had these two daily candles with a strong move to the downside. But depending on where we open and how it reacts to this chop zone, then we can see a continuation to the upside, and I want that continuation when it escapes all of this chop. So although we are in this lower range of chop, we could potentially hop back up into this higher range, which would lie around here, and then we can actually see a price just pivoting back to the upside if we can see the escape from this range. So the levels are there. The entry for long should be, in my analysis, the entry for long should be around the 23,100 level, and entry for shorts to see continuation to the downside lies around 22,745. All right, so we had a 23,100 for longs, 22,750, 22,745 around for shorts, and we can see here that the low of this candle is 22,830. So we never got that chance to trigger for shorts. We did get the pivot. We did escape this chop zone right here that was mentioned in the video, and we got the trigger at 23,100 around right here. This is where we had a nice little entry. You could see that there was very little to no drawdown once price got in this range, and we have a nice bullish price action back into the old channel. So the move to the upside was very, very nice, and you wait for the triggers. And it could be that simple. So now as we move forward into this week's price action, we can see that we are in the old channel. This channel, I always mention it, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it's okay because this is the levels that work. So we had the nice little downside back in 2022 where we actually pivoted into this channel, and we escaped it in February, and now we're hopping back into that same channel, which is leading to all this bullish price action. So if we can see where price is potentially going to continue, this to me, when I look at this model, I see a nice double bottom here. You can obviously see that price is kind of like within the neckline of this double bottom, or inverted head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. There's a nice model for price to have continuation to the upside. There's only a couple levels that I see which are going to be like the old resistance levels from this little pennant right here. We have also the top of this channel right here, which is going to be one of the crucial zones where price can kind of get stuck. And then we have, I'm going to be honest, from my analysis and from what I'm interpreting from this type of price action, is we're going to definitely see a lot of upside, and we can easily hit these 24, 25, 2600 levels in the upcoming months. For now, we can play these small levels, and we can target realistic levels where we can actually see price hit and pivot. We can have a nice little upside target right here, depending on where this gap up or this gap down happens on the market. We can easily target 23,850, and that is a nice little 100-point move, about a 90-point move on the Nasdaq. And if we look at what the ES is doing, we kind of have the same narrative happening. And if you're targeting longs on the ES, I would be looking for a pivot at 64.40 and then continuation to 6,500. So these are my levels. If these levels do help, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.